Welcome, Queen. This year, like last year, I made a vision board and I wrote down everything that I wanted to accomplish for this year. But have you ever got to the end of the year and found yourself shaking your head because the things you wanted to get done, you didn't get done? And you found yourself wondering what happened to the time? Or making the same New Year's resolutions or goals again? If so, I understand. This year I had two tech crashes that caused me to have to pivot and readjust everything I said that I wanted to accomplish. So I can share with you from personal experience that sometimes when you have a setback, when you have what you see as a loss, you still win. And that's why I'm going to also challenge you today to properly put this year in perspective by encouraging you to actually do this activity, which is 5 questions. So if you don't already have something to write with and something to write on, go ahead and get that. Now, question number 1. At the beginning of this year, what did you say you wanted to accomplish? Write down all the goals that you said you wanted to accomplish. Physical, mental, relational, spiritual, emotional, whatever they were. Write down those things you said that you wanted to accomplish this year. Pause this video if you need to, because I'm sure you might. Now, question number 2. When you take a moment and you truly sit and reflect and you think about the takeaways you have from this year, what lessons can you say that you are glad you learned? So, if I ask you, share with me some key life lessons that would be helpful to me, what would those things be that you can say that you learned through your life experiences from this year? Take a moment. Pause this video if you need to, and write those things down. Now, for those of you who have not gotten a chance to work with me directly one-on-one, I am a life coach. I do hourly sessions, and next year I'm also going to be launching my From Conflict to Confident Accelerator. And it is going to be for women who are ready to show up confident and communicate as such in any context. And I'll be running live webinars for that accelerator, and I'll give you more information about it as we get closer to launch. Or I should say, as I get closer to launch. But for question number 3, I want you to consider what challenges did you overcome this year? Or what challenges are you currently working on overcoming? So you may not be exactly where you want to be, but you're not where you started. I want you to think about those things and write them down, because the thing about it is sometimes we do not take the time to celebrate our wins. And anything that you overcame, anything that you are working to overcome, and you're taking positive steps in the right direction, that is something you should celebrate yourself for. So take a moment, pause, reflect, write those things down. Now, question number 4. Who did you communicate with that gave you wisdom or good counsel? So, sometimes we do not take the time to think about who we're surrounding ourselves with, who's in our circle. So when you think about your inner circle, be honest with yourself. Did you have people of wisdom in your circle? Did you have people who you could go to and get good, solid advice to help you work through a challenge or a crisis? Truly take a moment and think about it and write those people down. Now, if you say, I didn't have anybody to guide me or give me good wisdom this year, then that's something I'm going to challenge you to really look into next year, because you can't become your best self by yourself. Take a moment, pause, reflect, write those people down. Now, for our final question. As you reflect on each month, y'all, January, February, March, April, you know the months of the year, each month, I want you to think about the actions you made that move you further to where you want to be. So, every month of the year, I want you to chart those actions you took that help you get closer to achieving the goals you had for yourself. And you may be saying, each month? Really? Why? Because here's the thing. Sometimes because we don't take inventory of the months as the time goes by, we don't even see where we fell off track. But once we take the time to actually reflect, we can see exactly where our momentum decreased or where we just totally put on the brakes. So take a moment, be honest with yourself. This is for you to assist you to improve so that next year you can have a better year than you did this year. Now, once you have done that, I have a little bonus for you, because you're going to take those answers and you're going to use them to fill in what I call your assessment, your summary for the year. So I'm going to run through mine so you can see a real life example. So here we go. At the beginning of this year, I plan to automate more of my business so that I could work less and achieve more. By March, I recognized I had a serious problem with the systems that I chose and the way I was backing up my data. But my story doesn't end there. I was able to reassess, pivot, choose a different backup system so that I would no longer have to worry about losing everything I had already saved and worked on for my business. So I'm proud to say that I accomplished automating more of my business, learning more about best practices for saving data, and taking the time to really pivot so that I could readjust. And I am committed to do more automation for my business so that it streamlines more of my processes and further assist my clients to have a seamless and wonderful customer experience with me. So that's for me. And those sentence stems, those things I said at the beginning, I'm going to run through those for you from the top so that you can fill in yours for yourself. So the first sentence stem was at the beginning of this year. So it happened for you at the beginning of this year. The second sentence stem, by March, I had recognized I had. What had you recognized by March for yourself as it relates to accomplishing your goals? The third sentence stem, but my story doesn't end there. So what was the turning point for you? What was your aha moment? The fourth sentence stem, so I'm proud to say that I accomplished. What had you accomplished? Think about it. The last sentence stem, and I am committed to. So what is it that you are committed to accomplishing for 2025? So again, I know it's a lot, but that's our activity called Put This Year in Perspective. Now, if you work with me one-on-one, it's even longer than that because I have an extended version. But again, though, that version is for paid clients. But I want to leave you with this thought. Sometimes we are so excited to celebrate the new year, are so in a hurry to put the current year behind us that we don't take the time to properly invest in reflecting on this current year, to put it in perspective, leading us to be too hard on ourselves or to make overly ambitious or unrealistic goals that we don't execute. As always, I'm Coach Sam telling you that 24 hours doesn't seem long, but in 24 hours, you can change your life. So go ahead and do something life-changing now.